to use is constructed because, and that was an issue of luxury, privacy as well, meaning that members of parliament were aware that there are some issues that needed to be adjusted. It was not in the initial plan. How come they missed out all these other things? But
I don't think they missed out. What I'm trying to tell you is Parliamentary Service Commission is being cheeky, is the word. Because if you have a building that has been designed to accommodate 290 members of parliament, how in the hell would you now try to fit anything more than that?
But the question is, parliamentarians' role is oversight and representation. In terms of oversight, how could you have missed this for 14 years? How could 3 houses of parliament miss this for 14 years?
That is also my question. And as a matter of fact, I wish I was in parliament earlier, because all the noise I would have made probably would have, you know, some of the things would have been changed. I was not in parliament. But I can tell you, this house, already at the Senate yesterday, there was a statement that was delivered by Senator Cherargei, questioning, first of all, the variances. When you have an initial budget of 5.8 and then it just doubles, and that is how you conclude, there is no transparency in the contractors. As it stands now, and in fact, those are some of the things we are asking, we are being told, go and occupy those spaces. The certificate of completion of that building, I mean, if someone has seen it, they should please share it with us who are going to occupy that space. Because that's a big red flag. Normally, there's the certificate to show that the work is done, and then there's the occupational licenses and certificates that you get. Those 2 things are missing, you understand? And yet, and I feel very bad about this, that's why when you invited me to come and speak, I asked myself, do I want to go for the official opening of a building that I am raising so many questions, or should I come to studio and raise those questions? As a responsible leader, and a person who is going to occupy that building with all the red flags that it has, I thought I need to come here and now highlight some of these things. But I can tell you, my biggest red flag aside, and you asked about oversight. We are oversighting county government budgets. We are oversighting the governance on county governments, which is a bigger entity, the Parliamentary Service Commission. But we are failing in oversighting Parliamentary Service Commission. And when I say this, it's not because of the last 2 houses that missed out on this
13th Parliament
particular
is failing.
On the 13th Parliament, how many times have you we even now when we are being told go and occupy those spaces, excuse me, if anything was to happen in there, the clerk of the Senate does not sit in that building. The people you see on these pictures here, all of them, the commissioners, the clerks, the speaker, they are not going into that building. All these faces on the spread have no offices in that building. So I always say, God forbid, if anything happens, because we cannot see the certificate of completion, we cannot see the occupancy and all the licenses involved in that. God forbid, all these people who are putting their faces here talking very highly about this building, the clerk of the Senate, the clerk of the National Assembly are not sitting in that building.
The speaker of the National Assembly, who chairs the Parliamentary Service Commission,
is not sitting in that
branded
building.
anyone who has spoken against the building as rejectionists.
We can be branded as whatever. We are the ones who are going to be in that building. Is he going to be sitting in a building where from the expressway you can be shot down? I'm the one who's sitting there. Yeah? I'm the one who's going to have one toilet on the same floor with over 100 people having to share. I mean, most of these things are just even in your house.
You've previously mentioned something twice, and I want us to talk about it because we've not even probed it properly. And this has to do with the expressway. The expressway was constructed in the last 3, 4, 5 years, and everyone knew it's right next to Parliament buildings.
Yes.
But you're now raising issues about the safety of parliamentarians because of proximity to that highway.
And you know, sometimes in construction, some of these things happen where you've had the design, you've done the groundbreaking, you've even started building, and then something like an expressway has to be, you know, somehow incorporated around your building. It's very normal. But then now what you do is you adjust the use of the spaces. For instance, you see a lot of commercial buildings coming up, and they envision that one side will have a residential part and the other side will have an office place. And within time, because the town is always changing, the side for the residential ends up having busy roads and whatever. You change, or you try and now say, how do we use this building and still have a maximum efficient use of space, but not...
Are you suggesting that the Houses of Parliament